Okay, second graders, first things first, for our Carrie Ambrosino project, you're going to get 3 sheets of paper, all right? This first one, we are going to make a background and we're going to draw a sky, but what you need to do is put your name on the back of every single paper, all right? Today, we're probably just gonna get to crayons. Flip it over. Grab some brightly colored crayons. I don't want to see any blacks or browns, okay? We're going to grab some bright colors and we're going to make a background for our sky, or a sky for a background. Sorry about that. And I'm going to draw some clouds because I want my sky to have clouds. I've seen people, you know, have little birds and stuff like that. And they don't have to be realistic colors. Maybe I'll have some be blue. Okay, I'll put one up here. They don't gotta be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect in the art room. That one will go behind. Okay, now go ahead and take a white crayon. It can be a different color, but I think that white looks best. And fill in those shapes. Just like so. Or maybe this one. I'll grab a little pink. Press down hard with the crayons. Please don't snap the crayons, because I did that. If you do, it's okay. You're not in trouble. Just try your best. You'll hear me say that a lot, guys. Just try your best. I am going to fill in all of these clouds except for this one. And I'll show you why, okay? I want you guys to fill in all your clouds, but this is just so I can show you the resist process. And when I say resist, I mean that we are going to press down hard with our crayons, and then when we paint on top, we will still be able to see the crayon showing through. So it's gonna look really cool. And I encourage all of you to do it. Okay. If you want yours to be a nighttime sky, you can also add stars. So I have this right here. Maybe I got my star right there. Some stars are like plus signs. Some of them are these little funky diamonds. Some of them are these guys. Anyway, here is my sky. Now, we're gonna set this aside and work on your other 2 papers first, all right? Okay, everyone, you are going to start with 2 pieces of paper. They both need to have your name on the back, so please do that right now. Make sure I can read it, okay? Now, start with one of these papers, grab a color. It can be any color. I just want to say no blacks or browns right now, okay? And maybe whites later, but right now, I just want you to choose like a color and draw some lines. I want to say maybe 3 or 4 lines. And it could even be a curvy line instead of a straight line. Or maybe you want to do zigzags or something like this, okay? But we need to divide this area into different sections, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and split this up. Maybe I'll go like this. So now I have a bunch of different squares. I want you guys to put different patterns into here, okay? So I'm gonna grab a different color, and maybe I just want this one to be diagonal lines. And I could do that somewhere else too. So I'm gonna go like over here. Okay, and maybe I'll do circles in this one. So we're gonna fill all of these with patterns, all right? So maybe right here, I'll have these lines. In here, I'll have diamonds. Make sure you're pressing kind of hard with your crayon. That way, when we paint on top, we can still see what you colored. All right. Try to fill in as many of these as you can. If you want to do a white crayon now, press really hard. And it will show up after we, oh, well, don't press that hard. Do your best. And when we paint on top, we'll be able to see what we drew with the white if we pressed hard enough. Okay, you should have two papers completely patterned, okay, with lots of bright colors. This one I only split up 3 ways. This one I split up a lot of ways. Do your best, have fun with it. You don't have to color in the background because now we are going to watercolor paint on top, okay? So let me get that out. Okay, I have my clean water and dirty water. I have my watercolors and my brush. Now I'm just gonna start painting everything. The reason why I said to press down hard with your crayons, but hopefully not hard enough that you broke your crayon like I did, is that we're gonna do something called a resist process. So I'm going to choose a color and let me find where we had our white crayon. I'm gonna get this a little bit more wet. And if you look, you can see that where I pressed down with my white crayon, you can still see it even though I'm painting on top. This is because crayons are made of wax, and this is a wax resist. The water will not stick to the crayon. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm probably not gonna switch colors. Make sure you have enough water or it won't work. Okay, I'm gonna do it down here. It's always so fun. If you feel like it's not working, just grab a little bit more water. Okay, and remember, if I'm gonna switch colors, I'm going to get my brush clean in the dirty water cup, okay? Then I grab some clean water, so I'm ready to change colors. So, there shouldn't be any purple in my yellow, right? There's some green in there because somebody left some in there, but that wasn't me. And now I'm just going to paint over everything. And you can fill in each box by itself, or if I wanted to do this whole row with blue, I could do that too. So do what you want, fill in the entire paper, and then when you're done, put it on the drying rack. Okay, I have my 2 very colorful pattern papers, and I'm gonna go put them on the drying rack, and we will use them next time. Okay, you should have just put your pattern papers onto the drying rack. We're gonna come back to this paper, and we are going to paint our sky. Now you might remember I left this cloud not colored in with the white. These ones all have white, this one doesn't. And we're gonna see what happens when I color in my sky. So let me go get my water. All right, everybody, you might notice I have my dirty water, I have my clean water, and I have my watercolors. We are going to do a little bit of what is called the wet on wet technique. So make sure your brush is clean. Go into the clean water and just get your paper wet. All right. Don't make it soggy. I don't want it to fall apart, just enough. Okay, and we won't worry too much about the bottom yet. Just fill in most of the paper. This will take some time, but you can do it. Okay, now we are going to get to our sky color. I'm going to have mine be like a purpley blue, so it's kind of like nighttime. I already have some blue right here. So if we look right here, I have a white cloud because I colored that in with white, right? Get some more blue. Okay, but I didn't color in this guy, so look what happens. Oh no, don't do that, okay? Let's go ahead, mix in, go ahead and paint your whole background. If you want it to be lots of colors, you know, clean off your brush, get some water over here, grab your other color. So I got my purple. And now I can sort of have a nighttime sort of thing. And I can mix these guys in. Oh, you can't see. I can mix these guys in. So now we are only using our dirty water. Okay, so you guys might notice I didn't do the very bottom of my paper. I still did most of my paper. That's totally okay. Now, this is also going to go on the drying rack, so hopefully the next time you come in, you have 3 pieces that you painted, and you can start brand new with them when they're dry. So hopefully the next time you come in, they will all be dry and we can get to the next part. All right, everybody, remember how you got 3 pieces of paper at the beginning of our Ambrosino project? You should have 3 dried, painted and colored pieces of paper. Remember, this is your background. It is your sky. Please, please, please do not cut it, okay? We are going to cut these 2 though, so put this to the side just for a moment. Okay, so I want you to go ahead, choose one of these. Turn it this way so it is vertical now. Okay, it is vertical. And I'm going to cut out some hills or mountains. So these will be my hills. Okay, I'm going to put this piece of paper to the side. Now I'm going to grab this piece of paper and I want the next row of hills or mountains to be a little bigger. So I'm gonna go like this. So here are my mountains. Okay. Ooh, it looks so cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, grab my background sky. I'm going to glue down my bigger ones first. So when we are gluing down our hills and mountains, let's make sure that these corners match these corners, right? Okay, so I'm not going like this, I'm not going like this, I'm not having it right up here, okay? I'm matching my corners down, all right? So grab a glue stick, and it is best, I found, if instead of gluing on your sky paper, it's best if you glue all the way around the edges first and then do the inside. So have my edges done. Now I do the inside. Your paper might start to curl like what mine's doing. You'll be just fine. Don't freak out. Okay, let's line up the sides, line up the bottom, line up the corners. So Here we go. Make sure you guys can see it. If it goes off a little bit, it's okay, but try your best, try your best. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Try your best. Okay, and anything that is coming up, go ahead and glue back down. Use your arm, like I am. Use your hands, push down on everything. Make sure nothing's coming up. Okay, we wanna make sure it's totally stuck before we do the next one. Oh, you guys, that looks so cute. All right, let's do the next one. All right, glue all the way around the edges. Glue, 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 around the edges. Get the inside. All right, and now line up the corners, line up the bottom, line up the sides, and oh my goodness, that is the cutest thing ever. Okay, so the last thing I think that we're gonna do, well, first of all, put your caps back on your glue sticks. You're gonna grab a scrap of yellow paper, and you can make a moon or a sun, but I do want you to grab some crayons. Okay, I'm gonna have a moon, I think. So my moon is gonna look like this. It'll be a crescent moon. And I also want you to fill it with little patterns, just like Carrie Ambrosino. So I'm gonna do a little line like this right here, and maybe some dots on the inside. Very, very cool. If you wanna do a sun, you can. If you wanna have like a sun just sort of peeking over, you can do that too. Just make sure you fill it with, you know, lines and shapes and stuff. Go ahead and cut it out. And then you can glue it right on. Okay, let's find a good spot for it. Oh, that's cute. It's covering the birds though. Right here. Perfect. And this is our Carrie Ambrosino inspired landscape with plenty of colors and patterns. All right, there we go. I'm so excited to see what yours look like. Remember, please put caps on glue sticks. Please throw scraps in the scrap drawer unless they are too tiny, and then they go in the trash. And I can't wait to see what you do. Good job today. See ya. I know you didn't use all of this pattern paper, but I definitely want to keep it for some future projects. So I will come around and collect it and make a pile, okay?